You're going to learn about Martin Espada's Alabanza in Praise of Local 100, the poem written in memory of hapless hotel employees who died on the day of World Trade Center collapse. It is written in dedication to the people who died on that day. This class is divided into 5 parts. In the first part, I'll speak about the author, then I'll give you the context, then we have a poem introduction, then we go to what is the central argument of the poem, and finally we go into a summary, 5-stanza summary, and we conclude. Before that, I want to thank you for being here with me. And if you don't know me, for the first time here, my name is Pradeep Hariharan. I'm an assistant professor of English. Let's start from the author, who is Martin Espada. Just 3 things that you have to learn about him. Martin Espada is a Brooklyn-based poet, essayist, translator, editor, and an attorney. He was born in 1957 and he is raised in a Puerto Rican background, Jewish background to be exact. And all his life he has dedicated for the pursuit of social justice and including fighting for human rights and reclaiming the historical record. So he is a real author, a real poet who is interested in people's life. He is not living in a world of imagination. And what is the context of this poem in praise of the local 100 Alabanza? Actually, this poem is written in the context of 9/11, and especially after 9/11, a kind of nationalism started, a kind of patriotism started, in which all the immigrants were treated like criminals. So he uses poetry as a powerful medium to counter such sentiments broadcasted by the media. And he calls himself as a transcultural counter witness. Counter witness in the sense that a witness is a person who is present at the site of something happening. Counter witnesses are the people who were not there, but who are the conscience keepers of a country, who fight for the injustice. And in this poem, Alabanza, he counters the ritual of patriotism and confront the dehumanization of immigrants. Immigrants all over the world were treated in a very bad light. And Espada emphasized on global justice. And he drew attention to how an understanding of the world's organized, an understanding of a world is organized by political choices, either red or blue in the American terms. And this poem was published exactly after the 9/11 attacks. In this poem, it's published in New and Selected Poems in the year 2003. And the poem is a lyrical elegy consisting of 5 stanzas, irregular stanzas, in free verse. It's rich in imagery and varied tempo. This poem is a really emotional one. And when I read it, when I prepared it, actually tears were rolling out of my eyes because it can touch our heart. Next part, which is the central argument. What is the central argument? The central argument is that the poet is asking the media and others to stop criminalization of immigration. That is, please treat them as human beings. They have come to this land to fulfill their dreams, and because in their land, they couldn't fulfill it. That's why they are here. They're following a dream. They're chasing a dream. They're working hard. So please stop criminalizing them. Now we go into the summary of the poem. As I said, the poem is dedicated to the 43 members of the hotel employees and restaurant who were working at Windows. It's a world restaurant, and who all lost their life on the day of 9/11. And unfortunately, their identities were not even recovered, and these people's relatives, they didn't get any money, any compensation from the government, because for the government they were a kind of people who were lost in that tragedy. And this poem, the poet is recreating the day, the moment that happened. He recreates the morning and just like an ordinary morning, how these people came, started playing radio and started cooking, and they were enjoying in their own world. Suddenly, even before they could think of what happened to them, they were all charred to death. So that's why he said this poem is very touching. In the first stanza, it's a 13-line stanza. He speaks about the cook, a Puerto Rican cook. He's also from Puerto Rican background, remember, who belongs to Fajardo, ARDO, there is a spelling mistake, Fajardo. And actually Fajardo is a place known for pirates. And this cook, he comes to the kitchen, he vividly describes how he starts playing the Spanish music. Then he is wearing a cap, the cap of a baseball player known as Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente was a famous Puerto Rican player and who died in a plane crash when he was going to help the people of Nicaragua. His plane was overloaded with supplies and he was trying to help these people. So he's wearing the hat. What happened? He came to America for a better future. Actually, there is only music in his life, nothing else. In the second stanza, he's praising different immigrant peoples who came from Manhattan, who came from Bangladesh, Mexico, different parts, and they all combined together and made a microcosm of the world in the kitchen. And they were all working tirelessly and happily away from their homes because they were trying to fulfill a dream for their family. And he starts how the kitchen came to life in the morning, every gas stove with blue flames. And the third stanza, he speaks about the poor dishwasher who came on that day, replacing the real dishwasher who was suffering from cough. And this hapless dishwasher who replaced him died on that day. And he also praises a waitress. This poem is completely praising these people, worshipping these people as day-to-day heroes, just like Gray has done in his elegy. He's praising what you may call ordinary people as heroes, the unsung heroes. Similarly, Espada is also praising the unsung heroes of these hotel employees who were always invisible behind the curtain, and even after their death, they were still invisible. And the waitress, he was praising her, who was enjoying the song from the radio and doing her job. The fourth stanza is about what happened to them. It's a real crash. And he said these people heard a thunder greater than a thunder. The radio stopped singing, and in a moment, the kitchen turned into a charred ground, and all these people were burned to death without even recognition. The saddest part is that these people didn't know what really happened to them. And he ends the poem by criticizing the war policy of America. Actually, America wanted to teach a lesson, but in return, it got the same medicine. It had to eat its own medicine. And unfortunately, many people lost their life. So in the end, he's asking the government to compensate the people, compensate the family members of the people and treat them as national heroes, not as culprits who were responsible for that. So this poem is very touching, and I hope you got a picture of this, and that is what the poem is available on internet. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate, and if you really like the video, please like it and think of subscribing. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.